What is going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another 1 month review. This, of course, being for the Furon V7 Plus, one of, if not the most comfortable speed boots on the market. It's an excellent product, and in today's video, I'm gonna tell you why, and we're gonna go over all the ratings of the different aspects of these Furon V7 Plus. Now, let's start off with the sole plate. It is a bit dirty because I actually wore them for my game on Sunday afternoon this past weekend. We were on an FG surface, of course, as you can see from the mud. I also left the little chrome sticker on there just to see if it would stay throughout this entire break-in process and 1 month review process, and they did, which is pretty remarkable actually, considering that some of the chrome fell off already, and some of the chrome is wearing quite a bit, but yet the sticker stays on. How ironic is that? The sticker that shows you that the metallic finish is gonna come off stays on longer than the chrome finish that the sticker tells you is gonna fall off. How crazy is that? Okay, so from a sole plate perspective, this is really, in my opinion, nothing special. The Furon V6 and potentially V5 and now V7 all have basically the same sole plate. The V6 for sure had this exact same sole plate, and that is chevron studs in either forward or backward facing, or maybe sideways in this heel area, with a pretty good amount of stability and flexibility, and that's pretty much it. There's a good amount of rigidity here through the midfoot area, a little bit of snapback, like it's okay. But for me, this is a fairly mediocre sole plate. I think they could do a little bit better with this one. Am I complaining when it's on FG? No. Am I complaining when it's on AG? Yeah, maybe, because it's a little bit aggressive for my liking for AG surfaces, but again, the studs aren't super long, so you can kind of get away with it on AG surfaces, and in my opinion, this is a fine sole plate. So for me, this is gonna get a 7 out of 10. The heel area for the Furon is, I would say, really nice for me, especially if you go half a size up, which I properly recommend for any of the New Balance Tequila or Furons. If you're gonna get a pair, go half a size up. They fit better, and the length works perfectly and the width works really well as well. Once I did that, the heel area created zero issues for me. That being said, this rating isn't gonna be top marks simply because I've heard a couple people complain about some blisters in the heel area. Now, it's not as much as the Tequila, so it's gonna get a higher rating in the heel than the Tequila 1 month review. That being said, it's gonna get a 7.5 out of 10 just because of some of the complaints that I heard from other people. But that being said, as I said, for me, this is a perfectly fine heel area, no issues. The upper of the Furon V7 Plus is absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite uppers on the market. Maybe it's the shape of the boot, maybe it's this little fold-over canopy, maybe it's kind of the shape of the way that they built this last. It is so comfortable. The Hyponit is amazing. This little cord-out canopy is really nice, adds a little bit of extra striking surface to it, and a little bit more lockdown than the Tequila as well. And in my opinion, it's so crazy soft straight out of the box. Most people are not gonna have any issues breaking this in as well, which is I think a huge deal when it comes to top-end football boots. You pay $200, $250 USD for a pair of football boots. You expect them to fit really comfortably straight out of the box, and these definitely do that for, I would say, most people. So for me, this upper is gonna get pretty top marks in my opinion. It's not quite a 9 out of 10, but for me, this Hyponit upper in particular, even over the Tequilas, is an 8.5 out of 10. Lockdown on the Furon is okay. I would say it's like C average, like pretty mediocre. The reason for that is because with the more comfortable upper, the softer the upper, the more pliable the upper, the lower the lockdown is going to be. And so for an upper that is so incredibly soft straight out of the box, obviously it gets softer as you break it in. The only kind of real piece of tech that is gonna make the boots more locked in is the lacing system and then this little canopy. And the fact that this lacing system is really, really short doesn't really help the Furon in any way. That being said, it actually gets a better rating in my opinion than the Tequila, simply because it's got the cord-out canopy, which provides a little bit of that locked-in sensation and sort of locks your foot back into the heel area. And so for me, this lockdown is gonna get a 7 out of 10. Break-in time for the Furon was really good for me. I got a little bit of the hot spots right in that normal area on the lateral, kind of the lower lateral side of the boots. That's very, very common for me. As you guys probably saw in the playtest of these, I took the boots off once or twice during that video, and it was more just of a, hey, these don't really hurt, but they're a little bit tight. They're squeezing my foot a little bit, getting a little bit of hot spots, and so, you know, gotta obviously take them off. Now, the Tequila doesn't have that issue. Again, this is a speed boot. It's gonna fit a little more snug straight out of the box than the Tequila does, simply because of the shape and because of the silo. But for me, once I broke this in, it was really, really excellent. And so for me, break-in time is gonna be a 7.5 out of 10. Durability and build quality has been really good with the Furons. I know a lot of people are probably like, ooh, it's a really soft and pliable upper. Isn't it gonna break really easily? In my opinion, not really. I haven't had any issues with separation from the sole plate. I haven't had any issues with tearing or ripping, as you guys obviously can see and know I've worn these in games and in training sessions, and they've held up really, really well. I think, even when you get stepped on and you tackle somebody and your legs get caught up, boots can often rip pretty easily, or you get rips in the kind of through the lacing system area as well. But because of the nature and the design of this football boot, it really does kind of protect itself, I guess. It's not going to protect your foot because it's so darn thin, but to be fair to it, it's held up really well. And so for me, this is going to get an 8 out of 10. Shape and fit for the Furon is really excellent. It's one of the boots that just fits the shape of my foot so well after the break-in process. For me, a boot that fits really well, regardless of break-in process, is gonna receive top marks, particularly because once you break it in, once I broke it in here on that lateral side, the shape just felt so good, and it feels so good. I wore them, it's now Wednesday, I wore them only 4 days ago on Sunday for the game, and like zero hot spots, zero issues, basically forgot they were on my foot, and they performed so well, which we'll get into in just a minute. So for me, this is just absolutely incredible. Shape and fit is easily in the top marks. These are an 8.5 out of 10. Competition for the Furon takes honestly a pretty long list to get through, so let's see if I can go through the whole list. So you've got Skechers Razor, you've got the Neo series and Neo Beta series from Mizuno, you've got the Asics DS Lite X-Fly Pro 2, you've got the Crazy Fast series from Adidas, you've got the Vapor/Superfly series from Nike. There's a lot of competition on the market, and I gotta tell you what, these are my top dog. The Skechers Razor is really good. The Vapor is really good. I just don't fit in the Vapor, so let's take only the stuff that I actually fit into really well. The Tequila is a great boot as well. The Furon is definitely top dog. Then I would say probably the Asics. Then right next to the Asics is the Mizuno models, and then it's probably Skechers from there. And then Crazy Fast is sort of near the bottom. I'm not even gonna mention the Ultra Ultimate because it sucks and they need to like refresh it and do something different. But for me, as far as a speed boot goes, Furon V7, baby. These are absolutely unbelievable. Performance for the Furon V7 Plus, as you can probably tell, it's gonna be very high because I love it. I choose to wear it on a regular basis. The fact that I wore it this weekend isn't because I had planned to do a 1 month review. It's literally because this is the boot that I wanna wear, and I really enjoy it. Like striking the ball, any sort of like long ball, any clipped ball, this boot is, oh, it's so good. It feels so good on feet, and in my opinion has one of the best sort of softness with ball feel and also lightweight and speed boot like on the market. It's really, really good. So for me, the New Balance Furon V7 Plus is gonna get a performance rating of 8.5 out of 10. All right, fam, so overall rating for the Furon V7 Plus. Now, this is a football boot that I thoroughly enjoy wearing. It's also in a beautiful blue colorway. I love the metallic sole plate and all that stuff. So these will be staying in my rotation pretty much until they come out with a new model. Hopefully the new model is really good as well. The Furon 8, which I've seen now preview photos of. The Furon V7 Plus though is an excellent football boot, and I highly, highly recommend you guys try them. If you are on the market for a speed boot and you fit a little bit more like medium to wider foot shapes, you definitely have to go for the Furon. They're absolutely sensational. I love wearing them. The only downside is a little bit lackluster on lockdown for a speed boot. and the heel area has caused some issues for some people, and so that's going to be reflective in the overall score. But for me, it's still a top football boot. This is an 8 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will leave a discount code down in the description box below for my favorite grip socks, which are WeFoot. You guys can find those down with code NOAH20 for 20% off. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.